Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're going to be having a look at the re-release of those classic 1970s top trumps for the horror. Now these sets were absolutely fantastic when I was growing up. I remember them really well, but I've never got around to replacing them because they're just so expensive. However, a new company has released these at the tail end of last year and they're now super cheap, and we're going to unbox these brand new sets, have a look through and see how they hold up. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. So here they are then, these Top Trumps Retro Collection. So they come in this plastic case, which is, I remember my original ones were just a little plastic case, a little bit bigger than the actual cards themselves. So these Top Trumps are actually more akin to the ones that you can buy today, of the modern subject. So it's got the Top Trumps emblazoned on the side there, and these sort of open up a bit like a book, like this, and then you slip the cards out a bit like an old cassette deck. So now I'm just looking at the copyright on this on the back. This box actually says copyright 2016, although I am pretty sure that these only got re-released fairly recently. Yeah, in fact they're dated 2019, so I thought these were brand new because I hadn't seen them before. So that's those, and we'll get these out as well. Now, I forget which series came first when I was a kid, but I think it was the ones with Dracula on. These are certainly the more expensive set to buy today, at £50 to buy an original set off eBay, unless you get very lucky. Although I had both of them, I had quite a few Top Trumps, and I got rid of these many years ago, my original ones. But as well as these, I had the traditional sort of a couple of football, like a World Cup football. I think I had some tanks and cars, and I had some Doctor Who Top Trumps, which were pretty good. I wouldn't mind getting those back again if I could find a set. But my favourites by far were these two horror sets. So that's what I was somewhat amazed when I came across these. But wow, they've actually re-released them, which is brilliant. So let's have a look. So collect 5, free pack offer. So I remember actually at the time, if you saved enough of these promo cards from different Top Trump sets, you could send those away and they'd send you a whole brand new game. So that's that. Now this is interesting. So it's got, for people who don't actually know how to play Top Trumps, there is instructions there on the back. Shuffle the cards, and then, well, you want to know how to play Top Trumps. There's even a little barcode that you can scan there, so that you can go online. Now, what's this here? Vote now. When I was a kid, everybody had Top Trumps, and Top Trumps had everything: cars, dinosaurs, horror, sports, space, the list goes on, and it was great. Your favourite topic, all in one pocketable plastic case that would crack within days. How right he was. So it says, for the last 20 years, the team at Winning Moves has tried to recreate a whole new world for Top Trumps, with hundreds of new titles from skyscrapers to Star Wars. Oh, well, I've got some of the Star Wars ones. Now, as Top Trumps turns 40 years old, we've decided to reopen the archive and bring back some of the packs from the 70s and 80s. I hope you like this new cassette-style case. Yeah, I said that, cassette-style, and that it doesn't crack. The big question is, if you could bring back any pack, what would it be? We've given you some ideas on the other side of this card, and that's Tom Liddell 2017. So there we are. There are some of the classic Top Trump sets, and I certainly remember having some of these, like I remember the dinosaur ones. They were like late 90s. I had Prehistoric Monsters. In fact, that Prehistoric Monsters, I do think I might still have that. Now that I can see it, I think I've still got that one upstairs somewhere, tucked away. I don't remember having some of the buggies in that, but my main two by far were the two that have already come back, these horror ones. But that's pretty interesting that they're acknowledging the fans, as it were. Now, what's this one here? Collect 5. So cards in the plastic case are 100% recyclable. Look, here's the range of the other retro Top Trumps. So they've done today's strikers for football for, is that 1992? It's very, very small. There's the two horror ones. They've got fantasy, Top Trumps cars, and Crazy Cars. I just sort of remember having some of those, and those are available right now. So there we are. So there's some other retro sets, and here they are. So I remember this bat on the back. That was the first distinctive thing that I remember. And just look at that. It's pretty terrifying, isn't it? And yeah, there's 30 in this original range, and I remember Dracula being the most powerful. So let's see how we get on here. So Lord of Death. These are just so good. Yeah, King Kong. See, I remember the illustration being a bit better for King Kong, I have to say. So not so pleased about that. Dracula, absolute classic. Yeah, he was. He had a horror rating of 100. You couldn't be that, could you? Cannibal. The Hangman. Yeah, bit of Nosferatu going on there. You can see where the artist got his influence here from the some of the Universal monsters. Vampire Bat. Maggot, I don't remember that one. The Freak, yeah, some of these are, that looks like the Gorgon from 60s Hammer. I can see where he's got some of the inspiration. Mad Magician, Fu Manchu, that's a cool one. That's a pretty cool one. Zatan Warlord, I don't know what that was going on there. Headhunter. I wonder who the artist was who did these. Godzilla, yeah. Is that Godzilla wearing a bow tie? Because that's what it looks like to me. Prince of Darkness. The Risen Dead. Gorgon again. Gargantua. The Incredible Melting Man. The Thing. Executioner, that's a pretty cool card. Granite Man. Ape Man, yeah, sort of vaguely remember that one. The Two-Headed Monster I remember quite well. Circus of Death. See, that sounds like the name of a 70s Hammer movie, doesn't it? Circus of Death. Of course, there was Vampire Circus. Madman. Phantom of the Opera. Skeleton. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And The Ghoul. So there we are. Well, a few I remembered there, a few I didn't. The artwork varies, doesn't it? It looks to be by the same artist. I think perhaps that's pretty good. The Circus of Death with the clown. That is quite a nice one. The Executioner I liked there. But by far, that was pretty good. Werewolf's all right. That was the classic, wasn't it? Dracula. And I guess that's why they put him on the front cover. So now that we've opened it, I need to find Dracula. There we are. Now, one thing I do remember was that if you wanted an absolutely epic game of Top Trumps, you could put these two sets together, you see, and then the game would go on even longer. So you could have like mega Top Trumps. So let's have a look at this second set. Now this is, I'm sure this came out after the Dracula set, and I remember having this one for some reason up until the mid-90s, I think, when I got rid of this particular set. But this doesn't go for so much. So the Dracula set, as I said, on eBay, an original nice mint box set, you're looking at about £50. This particular set, a bit less, more like 30 to 35. So I'm imagining this is going to be in the same sort of format. Yeah, how to play. You got your voting slip, as we saw with those, with some more. Which one would you like? And there's that, and there's the retro, the other six, the first 6 retro ones that they've done. And then let's get into the cards. So what we got here? We've got the Beast. Now, is it the same artist? I reckon it probably is, you know. Living Skull. Slime Creature. I mean, they didn't really go to town, did they? It's funny how the memory cheats on these. I thought the artwork was so much better than it actually was. Alien Creature. Still cool to play. Obviously, far deeper. Now, this was straight from Doctor Who episode Story of the Demons. They could have just copied that off the cover of the Target book. Frankenstein, yeah. Cyclops, these are ones that hadn't been done. Once again, it's a classic Universal Creature from the Black Lagoon 50s version. You can almost see the black and white still, where that's been copied from. The Jailer, but he's actually got a hunchback, so I don't know what's going on there. Devil Priest. So yeah, that was the title card, wasn't it? Fantastic stuff, that one. Killer Rat. God, that rings a bell. Yeah, Killer Rat. Lizard Man. That could have been from Spider-Man, couldn't it? Another Wolfman. There was a Wolfman in the last one. Zoltan. Colossus. That's basically a Frankenstein still. Bride of Frankenstein. You can see Christopher Lee as Frankenstein holding the bride in. Creature from Outer Space, a classic black and white B movie. Hunchback. High Priestess of Zoltan. Living Gargoyle. Diablo. Sorcerer. Talon. What's going on there? Talon. Ah, Dr. Sin. That's pretty cool. The Fiend. The Venusian Death Cell. Well, that is the head of a sea devil from Doctor Who again. They've just given him a scythe covered in blood. Terror of the Deep. Oh dear, oh dear. The Mummy. Well, that's quite a cool one. The Mummy's pretty cool. Thor. He looks to be one of the strongest cards, but he's got 4 eyes for some reason. And then the Zetan Priest. Which once again looks like something from Doctor Who Colony in Space. A Time Monster, maybe. So there you go. So perhaps I think that first series is slightly more classic than this particular second series, but both still really, really cool. Certainly these were brilliant fun to play. And as I said, what kids used to do, if they had them both, they put both sets into one, and then they could have one sort of mega game with both sets in at the same time, which was quite a cool idea. So there you are. That's our first look and unboxing of these classic Top Trumps Retro Collection horror cards. 1. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that look at these vintage horror Top Trumps. If you do fancy getting these, they're readily available on eBay, and I'll put the links to these sets down below. So thanks once again for watching. Do please give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.